Hello everyone, this is Alejandra Gomez with creatingwithali.com, and I'm running late as usual. That's just the way it is. Usually I try to be here at 7, but of course too many things going on. So anyway, just want to make sure I'll show up here today because I want to share with you 3 cards using the Love You Always suite from Stampin' Up. And if you don't know which one it is the one that is on page 10 of the new catalog. And so definitely lots of things that you can use for Valentine's. But you can also use them for like friendship cards and whatnot. So I definitely think that you're going to love it. And this is kind of like a second phase from a previous video that I did a couple weeks ago. Let me just share you real quick. So a few weeks ago we did this card as well as this treat holder, which by the way I love that this is the brand new treat holder that is actually from this suite, and I love the size of this one. As you can see, it's kind of large. You can fit a little bit more things than just 1 or 2 candies, so I think that's great. But definitely I also love that you don't have to use any adhesive to put it together. So to me that was like pretty cool. So anyway, so with that in mind, I had a few samples on that video. I mentioned that I wanted to do three projects, but because of time I couldn't do it. And so today I actually put 3 projects using about the same product, just so that you can see what are the things you can be making. So I'm very excited with that, and we're just gonna go from there. But anyway, so thank you so much, and let me know from where you're watching me. I always love to learn where you're from. And let me start flipping everything here so that we can go and do the cards. Hello everyone. Hi Linda. Let me just put here so you don't get all dizzy with all the shuffling of the camera to the table. Let me see. Yep. Okay, good. I think that this is getting better every time. Let me see here. There you go. All right, and so like I mentioned, I'm going to be using a few of the products from this suite. This time I'm going to be using both of the stamp sets, which I have them here so that you can see them. Of course, these are bundles, and as you can imagine, because I'm running late, I don't even have them here right now with me. But just give me a second and I'll look for them. But anyway, here are the 2 of the stamp sets that come together with that, with this suite. This one, the Always in My Heart, comes with this great die set, which I love it. I love all the different elements, and I love that you can die cut a lot of these flowers, and even better when you have multiples of the same. I think that that's one of the things that I love the most about it. And also these leaves, mainly because with one pass you can cut so many, and then you can create little accents for your cards. That's one of the things that I love about more and more from the die sets. I love to have images or die cuts that can be used by themselves, meaning these ones you can just run them through and then use them as embellishments rather than a stamp and cut. I mean, I love them both, but I found that these are the ones that I use the most for whenever I'm trying to embellish things. Hola tia. All right, so that's one thing that I tried to look for, and let me just look for the other one, because the other one has some words. It has the always and love, and in fact I actually use it for one of the cards, so definitely want to share with you. But of course I'm not finding it. Is that not crazy? Usually happens when I am going live, right? Well, I know I use it. I just don't know what did I do with it at this point. So anyway, we'll figure out where it is later on. I cannot find it, but anyway, there is a die set on that one that has the love and always, which I found it really nice. And there's a die cut to cut the flowers on this set. So you can see, yeah, so it's the words. And one of the things on this one, on the die cuts, is that it cuts the word and also a little bit of like a shadow. Kind of like the one that we had in the holiday catalog, where you have the joy and what was the other words? I don't remember the words, but there were 3 words that had that set, and then you have like little shadows. This one only has the 1, but that way you can cut out the word if you stamp it, but you can also use it as shadow and then cut out the word with the die set. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna try to find it But at this point, I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, it's here because I know I use it. Let me just show you here how it looks. This is one of the cards that we're going to be making. And you can see how nice it looks. Now, when I die cut this word, I actually used the foil sheets, which, oh my goodness, you're going to love. This is these foil sheets. But the foil in this one is just fantastic. It's just so shiny. Definitely love it. And then what I did is I put a piece of foam and then die cut it that way. It was really easy for me to die cut it. And I love that I have now like it is already like a sticker, but I love that it has some dimensions. So this is the one that we're going to be using. But definitely want to highlight that great foil. It comes in 3 colors and it comes 2 sheets of each. And I have them here. I'm going to show you here. So here's the pink and you can see how nice it looks. Let me bring... There's the Rose Rococo. There is this is the other color, which is the Brushing Bright, which definitely really nice. And let me just bring the other one here to the camera so that you can see it. And the other one is for like the Sahara Sand, but it looks more like a champagne color. I don't know that you can really see it. And the camera looks like silver, but it's really nice. And of course, they coordinate really nice with both of the design series paper. And in this one, you can see both 3 of the colors. You have the Blushing Bright, the Rose Rococo, and the Sahara Sand. As you can see, there is some foil. Of course, I need to take this one. I'm just going to take the one so you can see it. But you can see here, there is some foil to it. So definitely really, really nice design series paper. And this is the one that we're going to be using tonight. And then also... that one is the Love You Forever Design Series paper. And then this one is the, what is this called? Let me just see. This is number 9. I forgot. True Love. Yeah, True Love. And so this is all in black and white. And I love when we have black and white, especially if there's some design series papers that have images. Because from this, you can color them and use them as your focal point. So in my case... for the last time that I used this paper, you can see that I use them as my embellishments, right? These are my focal point, as you can see. I just color them. I added some Wink of Estella, as you can see here. And then I cut them out with my snips. And that's all to it. So that's a great way to do it. I could have also used stamps. But honestly, I mean, you just pick from here whichever you want. It's like you have a full stamp page that you just color. And you can make it in any color. Now, for my case, I'm going to continue using the rose, the Rococo Rose. So that it coordinates with the paper that I chose to use today. All right, what else am I using? Oh, the next thing I'm going to be using also is the matte, I don't know how to say that. Matte, I don't know how to say that. Black dots. And so these are just black dots that I love using them for this type, especially with everything going with so much shimmery and foils and all shiny. I think these ones are really great for that collection. I think that it tunes down a little bit of all the shining things, but definitely this is a great embellishment. Now, and that's another thing that I want to make sure you know. So whenever I make my cards, I try to pick a design series paper, like in this case, this one, and then an embellishment and sometimes even a ribbon. So I do that because I feel like that way it's just very easy to come up with the card ideas. Let me just bring, the Rococo Rose, just so that I can show you how am I going to be coloring. And then I'm going to be using the Old Olive. So let's just make sure I have them here. As you can see, I totally forgot about pulling out the colors, but here we go. And I'm going to be using the Dark Daffodil. There you go. So we are complete now. All right, but like I said, I definitely like to have a designer series paper, an embellishment, and usually is a ribbon and some gems. I feel like that's like the things that I use the most. But you could also use some of those wood elements or stickers and whatnot. But anyway, that's how I tend to go with the cards. So anyway, so let's just get started with card number 1. And like I said, I'm gonna be kind of making a set from the previous one. And so for this one, I decided I wanted to do some of the, as you can see, I'm going to be coloring this one so that if you didn't watch that video where I show you how to color the flowers, now you're going to be able to see it. And let me just put a scrap of paper here in my, here. I just need this because since I'm going to be using the alcohol blends or the alcohol markers, sometimes it transfers to my table. So definitely want to make sure I have everything. And so let's start with coloring, and then I'll tell you all the measurements and whatnot from that end. I don't know if the lighting is good. Let me just see if you, I think that makes it even better, right? All right, so the first thing I did with this one is bring the colors that I want to use. Like I said, when I selected the paper, I wanted to use the rose, the Rococo Rose, which is this one. And so from that, I decided I needed to use my flowers in the same color. So I usually start with the light color and then just do a light hand on the coloring. So let me just, and this is just a light hand. I'm not going to be touching anything on the center because I want to make that one in the Daffodil Delight. And I try always to do like the outline first, because sometimes I feel like if I go too fast, sometimes I go outside the lines. So, and again, it's just a light hand. So I'm not right now shadowing or anything. I'm just trying to go over that so that way I can do the rest really fast. And once I have that, then I can just go faster, right? And again, it's just a light hand. Once I have the borders, then I know how to do it. And again, it's not all covered. I'm okay because I'm going to go with a second hand later on. And so the next thing I do is then I go with the darker color. And in this case, I just follow, like I love this paper because it tells you exactly where you're going to be adding it. So in this case, I'm going to go exactly where the dark lines are, as you can see here. So I just follow wherever it tells me the lines, right? You can see here, I'm just following the lines. And there you go. There you go. See that? And then I'm going to bring back the lighter color, and then I'm going to start blending it. Now, when I do my blending, I do it mostly in the center. I'm not trying to go too much into the edges. That way, when I am oversaturating the color or the paper, it doesn't bleed outside the lines. That's really why I pay attention to that. Again, I'm just doing all my blending. And then if I need to, like if there's a big difference in the colors, then I go back to those areas really lightly. But you can see it here. All right, if after that I still feel like I need a little bit more, I can go ahead and give another hand of the darker if I want to make it even more of a dramatic color change here. Okay, and then I might go back. I almost always go back with the lighter color just to not make really big changes in the color, right? I want it to blend together rather than have a very big dramatic. So you can see how nice it looks already just from doing that. And you saw how easy it was, right? It was not really that hard to do. So once I have that section, I'm going to go back with the what is this, the Daffodil Delight, and I'm using the dark color, and I'm just going to be coloring the center of my flower. I feel like I have a little bit of white areas right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and make sure everything is colored. And then I'm going to do exactly the same for the leaves. So for the leaves, I'm going to be using the lighter color of the Old Olive. And again, this one, because the point on this one is not the greatest, I'm just going to go first with the bullet point just to make sure I go first on that end, just to ensure that I don't go outside the lines, right? Like I always try to go around. I found that I go faster, I can go faster that way, because then I don't have to worry about the edges. And again, once I have that light hand of color, and you can see the difference. Let me just show you one thing. You can see the difference on this one. When it is oversaturated, you have all the color out. When it is just a light hand, you really don't even see it that much here, right? But once I apply the next layer of color, which in this case is going to be the darker, and again, the points on this ones are a little bit well loved. I'm going to go ahead and again, follow where the lines are. And then I'm going to be blending it out with the lighter color. All right, so I have it there. And then I'm going to go with this one. And again, I try to do my blending right in the center. Not so much in the edges. So where I am oversaturating, usually it's at in the middle section. And again, the reason is because the alcohol marker tends to bleed if you do it all on the edges. So I'm trying to just do the most in the center of my piece. And you can see how it looks. And I found that way it doesn't bleed that much either. So let me just show you again here. You can see how it looks, right? So super easy. And again, you have plenty of those flowers. There's another designer, there's another design on that design series paper that has also larger flowers. So if you don't like these ones, there's others that you can color. But by all means, I think that this one looks really, really nice. I think that's like my favorite. So once I have that, then I'm going to go back with the scissors and I just go ahead and cut them out. I try to leave a white border, and you can see here when I am fussy cutting, I move the paper, not so much the scissors, if that makes sense, right? As you can see here, and that always helps a lot in getting that white edge. And it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, there's some areas that are thicker than others. That's fine. I don't think that really matters too much. You just want to leave a nice border around it. As you can see here. Again, I'm just moving the paper, not so much the scissors. And honestly, I found the fussy cutting really relaxing. So I love when a designer series paper has large images that I can use to cut out. Even when they're not white and white, right? There's always some sort of images that you can cut out, because that way you can have your embellishments or your focal points for your cards. So definitely that's one of my favorite things to do. And also it just means that in one afternoon, you just take a few minutes, cut it out, and then you have them ready for the next time you have time to finish the project. So anyway, so let's go now for all the other stuff that we're going to be doing. So this was my focal point. Now, using the same technique as you saw me doing this, I'm going to be doing the same for this one, which is going to be in another card, and also this one that is going to go in another card. And you can see how I apply the, what is this, Wink of a Stella, and you can see how nice they look already. All right, so just want to make sure you know, because that's exactly how I'm going to be doing those cards. Just to have that ready, I'm going to be bringing also the Wink of a Stella, just so that I don't forget. And I just love using Wink of a Stella because it's just very easy to apply. Now, I'm only applying it to the petals. You can do it to the whole thing, but in my case, I decided only to use it to the flower. And there you go. And you're going to see how beautiful it is. Super easy to add. And you can see how really shimmery it looks now, which goes really well with the whole suite, right? So for these cards, it's going to be one of those foam folds. And so I have a piece of, what is this? Basic black. And this one is 8 and 8.5 by, what is this? Hold on. Where is my ruler? Let's not pretend. It's 8.5 by 4 1/4. And I scored it at 3. Okay, so this one is scored at 3. Let me just bring my foam folder. So we're gonna go ahead and fold this one already in that score line. So that's gonna go right there. This is a piece of the design series paper, and this one is 2 3/4 by 4. So this one is gonna go right there. Then I have a piece of the Rococo Rose, and this one is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, which is going to go right in the center here. Now, as you notice, I die cut already one of the labels from the, what is this called? So Sweetly Dies. And I always do that whenever I can, especially because I'm only going to be seeing just the border of this paper. And I can use this one for embellishment of my card. So if I need a label, I usually try to use whatever I'm using as a mat. Now the next part of my card is another piece of basic black, and this one is 8 by 3, and I scored it at 4. So it's pretty much at half. I could have not score it because it's really just folded in half. But since I was scoring for that one, I decided to score this one. But you can see this one is going to go right there. And you can see where you're not going to see anything on that. Oh, I'm off camera. You're not going to see anything here because this is going to go right there. So no one will ever know that you have a hole right there. And this one will come here to embellish your card. So you're using all the paper that you have here. So once I have that, then I have a piece of Whisper White. And, oh, no, it's not this one. I'm like, where's my piece of Whisper White? And this one is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, which is going to go inside, so that way I can write something to my recipient. This one goes like so. Let's just start looking how it looks. Then this one is going to go right here, and I have another piece of design series paper, and this is from the True Love. And this one is the same as the Whisper White at 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And this one is going to go right here on the front. This label goes there. I've also die cut another label with the, what is this called? Love You Always design series paper. So this one is going to go right there. And I have 2 little scraps of that foil that I love. These are 3/4 of an inch, and really is like 1.5. And these are just scraps because I just want to add a little banner end on this end, because I wanted you to show you how it looks. I also have here a piece of Whisper White, and this one is 3/4 of an inch by 4, I believe. Yeah, it is by 4. Yep, by 4. But I'm gonna be stamping my sentiment and then cut out with the banner, with the tailor tack punch, the banner ends on this one. And then, of course, we're going to have our flower here. So this is how, in principle, the card would look. So you can see how you can be building up your cards and see if you like it. I love doing this all the time because at that point, if I don't like something, I can change things around, right? So, all right. So now that we see how it looks, let's just stamp first this one and then go from there. Give me 1 second here. And I need to find my tailor tack punch. Right here, I know I have it here because I use it all the time. Well, I don't know what I did with it. Holy cow. Well, we're gonna cut them with the scissors because, oh, here it is. I'm like, what the, like, where is it? Like, I know I have it all the time here. So anyway, so I'm gonna be using the Memento. And because this is a photopolymer stamp set, I'm going to use my Pierce mat. I find that always works a lot better. And I'm just going to be stamping it right here. There we go. We're going to go ahead and cut out the banner ends. And we're going to go ahead, let me see here. And the same thing here. Just want to be, yep. I feel like this one could be cut out a little bit more. There we go, much better. And for the little ones, I'm going to be using just a sticky note. Whenever you have these little scraps and you want to cut them out, I don't know if I can do it. I think I can do it, but it's better if you just add a little piece of like a post-it, because that way you have more that you can move here. There we go. And so I'm going to have that one. And I'm telling you, I just love this foil. It's so, it looks like a mirror in a way. You know, it's really, really shiny, really nice. The only thing that I gotta say is that if you're cutting out with your die cutting machine, make sure that you add like a sheet of paper or something to protect, especially if the die is kind of open. That way everything remains that same look, because otherwise it will pick up anything, every single line that you have on your mat. So definitely try to protect that. All right, so let's start putting everything together. I'm gonna go ahead and bring the seal here. I'm not gonna be stamping. You could also stamp the inside, but in my case, I'm just gonna leave it like so. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one right there, and you can see here. All right, I'm gonna put this one right on the center. And then this one will go right there. Okay, so this is the side. So just be careful with that. If you already put the inside part of your card, make sure you're just careful, and also make sure how it needs to open like so rather than this way. So just fold it, make sure it is the way you want it, and we're gonna go ahead and put this one right there. And so we have now this section. So let's just add. You can see how everything goes really fast once you have all your pieces cut out. And once you have seen that you like the idea. So I like it this way, so I'm just gonna go with this. Then I'm gonna put this one right there, and this one is gonna go right here. Oh, you can see here is the other side, another flower that you could do exactly the same as I'm doing. It's a little bit more, I feel like roses, I don't know. That's why I love the other one a lot more, just because the flowers are still detailed, but not as detailed, if you know what I mean. So I feel like those are really easy to color and cut out as well. So I'm gonna then put this one right there. Here is where I have. Now for this section, I'm gonna put everything but not glue it there, because I need to make sure where I'm gonna be putting this one to fit my sentiment. So I'm gonna try to work on these and then put it on that. For these, I know I need to put it, well, let's just put it, I'm just gonna put right now this just to hold it for a second, just so I know how much space I really have. So it's like so, right, as you can see here. And so now I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive on this section, and I'm just going to pick up so I'm going to center it, and I have it right there. And you can see here, whenever you have a smaller piece, you can just cut it in the end and then just expand it, and there we go. So now for this, I want to have this one right there. And then I want the flower to be right here. So, oh, there's plenty of space. Okay. Okay, so I'm good then, because I didn't know if I had enough space. That was the one thing that I was like, I don't know. All right, so let's just put this one flat. And I keep going out of focus here. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna put it here, right on this section. I feel like this one should go with dimensionals, don't you think? So let's just add dimensionals on that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and add dimensionals. I should have added this one more towards this section so that it kind of hold it. Yeah, there you go. I like that better. And one more here, one more there. Let's just add this one. And again, out focus here. Okay, there we go. This one. Let's add that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it like right here. There you go. Let me just put this one for a second here because I want it to stay put. I want this one to be right here. Oh, you know, maybe like so, or maybe I do like it a little bit up. There you go. So I feel like that way. Now, I do feel like I am cutting a lot more of these, so maybe I move this one more towards that section. Yes, like that. That way I can still see some of that embellishment sections here. So I'm gonna make this one flat, and then this one, I'm thinking if I want it raised or not. But this one, I want it flat and more towards this end. There we go. And then I'm going to be adding this one like right here. So I need it to be flat, but then on this ones I can add the dimensionals because this one is already raised. That way it's not kind of funny. Yeah, so let's add dimensionals on that section, and then everything else will be just flat. And you can see how once it is saturated when you're coloring, you have the whole flower, the color goes on the other end. So I need one here, and then one more here, I believe. Yeah. Alrighty. There we go. Yep, love it. And I'm going to be adding, like I said, some of those dots. I might put one here and one there or something like that. We'll see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How do you... What's going on? Oh, here. I'm like, what's going on? And we're going to go ahead and add this ones. And I feel like definitely have, oh, maybe one here, you know? And maybe one right there. Let me see. Ooh. Yeah, definitely right there. And maybe one more like right here. Actually, like right there. There you go. Yeah, and so here you have it. See that? See how nice it looks? And I really like how that foil goes with the whole theme of the car. See that? Now, I could have also added a little bit of this paper on this section if you want to decorate it. You could also add a sentiment. So lots of things. I do like having a small section because I found that sometimes I feel intimidated if I have a large piece of paper where to write to my recipient. And I found that smaller sections are always best for me. So anyway, so this is card number 1. So now let's go to card number 2. I hope you have like this one. And again, I'm trying to make it kind of like a set to go with the previous cards that we made on the last video, or yeah, I think it was like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago we did it. I want to say that it was either on New Year's Eve or on Christmas Day, one of those dates, because I was running around. That was the whole thing. So for this one, I have here a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and this is basic black. We're gonna go ahead and fold it in half. And I'm gonna go ahead and fold this one again in half, one of these sides. You could also score it, but I mean, honestly, you don't have to, right? I mean, you sew that. Now I have a piece of this design series paper, which is the Love You Always design series paper, and this one is 2 by 5 3/8, and so this one is gonna go right here. Look at that, right? I'm gonna be adding first my the inside of this card, and so this one is 3 by 4 1/4. So this one is gonna go right there. And again, I'm just putting everything so you can see the way I think when putting my cards together. Then I have a piece of Rococo Rose, which is 3 1/4 by 4.5, and so this one is going to go right there, and it's going to cover that paper. So always put the inside first when you're gluing everything. That way you know you're covering everything, because you don't want something like this to happen, right? So you want to make sure that this one is glued down, and then you move this one around to make sure you cover whatever you left on that one. So that's one tip, and believe me, I've done that many times. Now, what did I say? 3 1/4 by 4.5. And so the design series paper is 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. And so this one is going to go right here. And we're going to be adding it, like I said, right here. I just need to make sure that I cover whatever I have there. I have here a flower, right, that I did exactly the same as I show you at the beginning of this video. So if you're just joining us, make sure you watch the beginning of the video to know how to color them. But you can see it's exactly the same. And now for this one, I want to put the one that says love. And for this section, I have a piece of Rococo Rose, and it is 1/2 inch by... It's just a scrap by 3 1/4. Honestly, it's just a scrap because I only need a section, and then I'm going to be cutting it. So for this one, I want to use the sentiment. Where is the stamp set, by the way? I show it to you at the beginning. So I'm going to be using this one, the Forever and Always, and I want to put the you more. I love you more. I love that sentiment. And I thought it will go really well somewhere here. That's what I thought on this one. So now, similar as with the other one, I'm going to bring my Pierce mat and stamp on the sentiment that says you more with the Memento ink. All right, and I'm going to go, just need to make sure it's dark enough. I feel like that will be good. There we go. Good, good. Then on this one, instead of doing a banner end, I want it to be like on a diagonal. So I'm going to bring my scissors. And how do I want it? Nope, I do like it better this way. And I'm going to cut it this way. Yep. And so I'm going to be adding this one like right here, and then have that love you. All right, so I like how it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting everything together. Now, I could also use, and this is not part of that suite, but I could also use the Snail Mail Twine Combo Pack. I don't know if I want the pink or the white. I'll have to check. I don't know if I'll do it, but we'll see. So like I said, the first thing you do is you want to make sure you glue down the inside first, so you know exactly how to glue the outside. That way you cover. And again, similar as the other one, you could embellish this section where you add a piece of the design series paper, a sentiment, a flower. I mean, you could do so many things, but for this case, I'm just gonna leave it blank. And I'm just gonna go with that. Then this one is going to go right here. So let's go ahead and add. And by the way, I haven't said this, but right now we are on the celebration where for every $50 that you spend, you get something free. I'm not using, I'll show you at the end of this video some samples using some of the free products, because for these particular cards, I'm not really using any from the celebration, which is really bad, I know, but there's too many nice things on that collection as well. So anyway, these are going to go like so. So definitely stay with me at the end, and you're going to see lots of samples of cards using some of the free items that you can get when you get $50 of products with Stampin' Up. And one of the things on that one that I always forget to say is that there's no limit. So if you purchase $50, you get one. If you purchase $100, then you get either 2 level 1 or the ones that are $50, or you get one of the $100, and so on. So 150, you get 3 things. So there's no limits. You just have to hit the 50. All right, so I'm going to be putting it like so. You can see here, I'm going to be adding adhesive on this section, but I am covering that paper. That's why I said it's important for you to make sure you glue this one first, and then you're going to make sure you cover that one with this, and you can see how you like it. I feel like it looks pretty good there. So I'm going to just go add some adhesive. And you do have to be careful, not for this case, but you do have to be careful if you ever have a direction on this paper, because if it has and you put it on the wrong side, then you have a problem. But so just always pay attention as to how your paper goes and where you're going to be adding the adhesive. Like I said, in this case, it didn't matter because there's no direction or any image on my paper. But if I had a flower or a tree or something like that, where there's something, then I need to be paying a lot more attention of how I am gluing down or where I'm adding the adhesive to my piece. So this one will open like so, and look how beautiful it looks, right? All right, so let's just think about that. I don't know that maybe I just add a little bow. I don't know that I want to do a whole thing, because I do want to display this one a lot, and I like it this way. This one is going to go with dimensionals, and then I'm going to be adding this one right here. I don't think I'm going to go with the thing around, but I am going to be adding this one right here. So for this one, I feel like I need to add first my sentiment and then the rest, you know. Now I'm going to be putting this one flat because I feel like the L might need to be more towards this section so it doesn't go out. So let me just do that first. And like I said, that die cut, I put already a foam adhesive. So it's already raised. I'm gonna put it right there. I want to make sure that I am, there you go, I am inside, like nothing is going out. And then I'm going to be adding the L, and see, I might need to, see, yeah, I need to see where I'm going to be adding love you more. There you go. Love how it looks. You can see how it looks. It says love you more. And then I'm going to be adding this one like so. Yeah, so I'm going to be adding this one with dimensionals. And so this is where I might go crazy. I know that sometimes I end up putting a lot of dimensionals, but that's okay. And I don't, like I said, I don't know that I want the bow. I think that it already has way too many things going on my card, so. I did another one here. Yeah, like I said, sometimes I just get carried away with all the dimensionals. I think that that's fine. Maybe I needed one more here, and that's it. There you go. Oh, one more here. Yeah, I'm telling you, sometimes I get carried away with all the dimensionals. I know. I know. But I don't want it to cave when you're adding your pieces, I want it to stay flat. And sometimes when you don't put enough, it doesn't balance out. And so it ends up kind of caving it. So it kind of looks weird. That's why sometimes I end up putting more dimensionals than what I probably should. But I feel like that way I make sure that they don't cave in, or the images doesn't cave in. And so it looks good. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and add this one. Like, ooh, hold on. Yes, so I want it to be, yeah, there you go. And so then I might just add, yeah, I don't think there's enough space for like a bow. So I'm just going to be adding some of these little black dots because I do like them a lot. And I usually end up using like 3 of them. I don't know why that's the magic number, but it sometimes works for me all the time. So anyway, so you can see it here, how it looks. And again, you could also decorate the inside of this card where you can have some of this design series paper here, or maybe stamp one of these flowers with the set as well. That could have also been really nice. Right, you could have used that one right there. So anyway, lots of ideas for that. So now let's go with card number 3. So what do you think? Do you like it? I definitely love how it looks, that sentiment in the foil. That was, I think, that my favorite thing on this one. And I love that it pops up. So anyway, so let's go with the last card of the night. And this one is going to be a very simple one. But look at this image. Now, this one is from the painted labels of the dice. Now, one of the things that I gotta say is that I love using labels for my cards. I feel like you can make any card as long as you have the labels. They just go gorgeous. And this is particularly one of my favorites because it seems like you have one of those strings of like twine or whatnot around it. And so in this case, it's all in foil this time. So definitely love that. So for this card, this is going to be a very simple card. Now, this is one of my scraps, right, that I used last time when I die cut this label. You can see here, I die cut it here, so you can see it here. So a lot of the times I use the scraps of what I have to come up with the next card. I love doing that rather than keep cutting it. So a lot of the times I don't care about measurements when I am making my cards because I honestly just use whatever I have on my paper pack. So if you're always worrying about your measurements, don't. Just use whatever you have, adapt it, and you'll see you get beautiful cards every single time. So anyway, so for this one, I have a piece of the design series paper. This is a True Love, and it is... well, this one is, I feel like it's longer. I need to cut this one. This should be 4 1/4. So let me just cut this one because this one is longer. Like, hold on. I know I don't care about measurement, but you can see how I literally just used my scraps. So, let me just cut this one to the 1 1/4. Because literally, I just see what I have and then go for it. So you can see how in this case I didn't even cut this one. There you go. So this is 4 1/2. Now this one was 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 at my regular card size, card base size. I'm gonna be adding this foil. Now again, these are a 1/2 inch by 4 1/2. Yeah, and I'm gonna be cutting that. So I'm gonna glue that one to there, in here. And then this one was, I believe it was 2 inches. Yeah, 2 inches. And this one is about, like if you had a complete piece, is like 5 1/2. Now I'm going to be cutting this section because again, you can see it's not quite right because this is the scrap that I got from here. I had a strip and I cut that one. So now I have that, but I just need to cut a little piece here, which I can do with the Tailor Tack punch, and I can even follow that same thing, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and cut out that, and there you have it. So now I have my piece. Now I feel like it is a little bit in an angle. So let me I just need to make sure that I am on Let me see. Yep, much better, I think. Who knows? Or maybe not. Yeah, no, it is. I'm like, what? Anyway, so I'm going to be putting this one right here, as you can see. And then I have this one. And this one is just a piece from the stitch-shaped framelits, which is the second. Is that right? No, the third one. So if I go from the largest to the smallest one, this is the third one. So this is one of the small ones that we have there. And then I'm going to put this one right here. And I'm going to be doing my sentiment here. So for the sentiment, I'm going to be using the You're Always in My Heart. Because I feel like that one will go really well for almost anything, right? Like, it could be for a friendship card. Where's, oh, here. I'm like, where is the... It could be for your partner. It could be, I mean, it could be for anything. It could be for an anniversary. It could be also kind of like a thinking of you. So I love this sentiment a lot because you can be using this one for so many things other than just Valentine's, right? Now, I think I put it more in the center and probably should have put it more towards the top, but that's okay. I'll make it work, right? There you go. Yep, there we go. So let's just start. So let's just see. And again, you just need to be looking at how everything will look together, right? So we're going to be adding this one here, that one there. This one is more towards that section. This one right here. I want that one right here. I want this one right here. And then I'm going to be, no, I think it looks okay. I think I'm good with that. And that's how the card in essence would look. And this one, of course, will go like right underneath all of that as well. Now for this one, I just want a little piece. I don't want too much of that showing up. But I do want that. And I definitely love how it looks with the whole, with this thing around this. And like I said, this is one of my favorites just because it looks like one of those things that you do with the twine, or you're wrapping it around and have it in circle, but it's already in paper. So anyway, so let's just go ahead and glue down everything. So for this one, the first thing we're going to be doing is adding this. So we're going to be adding this one to our card. And so I feel like this much should be okay. And I'm also gonna be right there. Once I have that, I'm just gonna be cutting that excess. All right, and then we're gonna be adding this to our card right here. So let's just go ahead and add that. Alrighty. So now I have these. And we're going to be putting it like somewhere here. Now, if it is, you can see it's a little bit over, right? I can cut it out. I'm just gonna, I probably should cut it out. It's not that much. You can see it's just a little tiny. And there's some adhesive. Now, if you get the adhesive on your, like in this case, I already have way too much adhesive built up on my scissors. I usually use the lemon oil, essential oil, and then clean it out. All right, so don't worry about it. Nothing happens. You just clean it with like 1 drop of the lemon oil, essential oil, and it cleans really fast. So it's not even that hard. All right, so now I'm going to be adding this one right there. Yes, definitely. I love how it looks. And I'm just going to go ahead and add the adhesive. There we go. All right, so now we're going to be adding this one right here. And then this one, I'm going to be adding, let me see. I know I want that one there, and I want this one. I will add this one like right here. Right here should be fine. Actually, it looks good that way. They didn't have to be all the way to the top, so I think I'm good. I'm just thinking, I think like this one is gonna be raised and this one not. Okay. And so then I'm gonna go ahead and add this one with the dimensionals. What did I do with the dimensionals? Well, here, I'm like, I lost them. I'm always losing dimensionals here all the time. All right, so now let's go ahead and add this one there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put it like right here. And then for this one, now this section will have, especially like this one, yeah, a little bit maybe of a glue dot there, but then the rest is gonna go on dimensional, like all of these. So I just need to take care of that section with the glue dot, so that section. The rest will have to go with dimensional. So let's just go crazy again with the dimensionals. I feel like that should be enough. Yep, because this section will be with the glue dots. There we go. Yep. All right, so now let's just go ahead and yeah, and you're gonna see how beautiful this looks. And again, I'm trying to add it like so. And so this is where I'm gonna be adding my glue dot. Where are the glue dots here? Give me a second. I'm always like, I know I have everything in my table, but I'm always losing everything. Does that happen to you? Because, oh my God, that happens to me every single time. And so now I'm going to be adding one right there. And there we have it. And then we're going to go ahead and add like a few of those. I want it here. No, I actually like it like right here. I did like it more that way. So anyway, so here you have it. And again, I didn't want to have a bow. I think that it already has too many things going on there. So definitely did not add anything on that. But you can see here card number 3 and how beautiful it is. Again, if you want to know how to color this flower and you join me later on, you can watch the beginning of this video so that you can learn how to do so. Let me just show you all 3 cards, and I'll show you also all the different samples that I have with the here it is with the celebration, because there's a lot of things right there. And so definitely I feel like there's a great choice. So you can get $50 worth of these things and then get one of those items for free. So let me just share with you a few samples if you're just to get you all excited. So we have the, I think it's a very, what is the name? I'm still, hold on, here it is. So this one is, so there's a few things, there's 2 things that are $100, right? Free with $100. So this, the Very Blessings, which is the designer series paper and the stamp set, are free with $100. So when you purchase $100, you get that item for free. And so here are some card ideas using that paper. So let me just move these things around for a second. while I show you those. So here you have it. And I definitely love everything. You can see how I love that label. And like I mentioned, I definitely love having labels mainly for my cards because they help me make cards super easy. Now, another item on this set is it's this one, this design series paper, which is the flower fill design series paper, and that one is free when you get $50 worth of products with Stampin' Up. And so let me just show you that one, and I have 6 cards as well. And so let me just move these ones around and show you those, and you can see here how they all look. Now this one is using the what is the name of that stamp set? The Bloom. I always getting all my, I still don't know all the ones, all the name of the sets, but this one is the In Bloom. So this is the In Bloom bundle, and the die set on that one is just fantastic. And so that's the one that I used to die cut all the flowers and leaves from these cards. And you can see how well it goes. And again, just using some of those labels, it just make it very easy. And like you see here, I'm just loving that painted label die set, as you can see here, for all these little labels on the background. So that's that. And then the last one that I want to share with you is the Paper Bloom Designer Series paper. So you can see that I fell in love with all the papers. There's also plenty of the stamp sets, but of course I wanted to highlight some of the paper. Now this one is the Paper Blooms Design Series paper, and it's also free with $50 worth of products. So here are some samples. So here you have this one, and look into that. Now I also paired with the In Bloom bundle, which I used the stamp set for the Happy Birthday, which I love. And then I used the die set for the different flowers. And so you can see how simple they all are, but how beautiful they look. And in fact, these 3 cards are actually the last video, the Facebook Live that I did. So if you want to see how I made these cards, for sure, make sure you look into my past video. This one was from last week. But again, the paper is just fantastic. And you can see how beautiful the cards you can make with this. So again, celebration is only January and February. And again, you get it for free every time you hit the $50 mark. So either $50 or $100, depending on what you want. And then if you like the paper, I still have the, I'm still promoting the paper share. So that paper share party, it's going to happen on January 30th. And you get a sampling of all the design series paper, which by now you know I love the design series paper. I love creating cards that way because I feel like it makes it so easy. And so we're doing that paper share. I'm promoting that one where you're going to be getting a sampling of all the new papers that we're getting. The specialty paper as well as the designer series paper. Plus you get a card idea with each of the same with each of the design series papers from the January and June catalog. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're on my mailing list because I'm sending a still reminder. The last date to sign up is this Sunday. And so you can email me at ali@creatingwithali.com to get more information or to get the registration link. But also, if you are on my mailing list, which I always put in the description of this video, make sure you're there so you get all the information of how to sign up. And then the last thing I gotta say is that the Card Making 101 program, it's opening again sometime at the end of January. So I'm gonna release it again. And definitely, if you're interested in learning how to create cards with what you have, with all the products that you have, definitely make sure you're in that program. I know you're going to love it. So be sure to be on my mailing list. I'm going to be sending some information as well there where I tell you more about that program, how it is. It is 6 modules on that class, but it tells you more about how you can design your own cards, how to use what you have. And so I feel like it's going to be really great for you to join if you're interested in learning more about how to make your own cards or how to design your cards, whether it is for your personal cards or for your classes. But anyway, if you're interested again, you can email me or sign up for my mailing list. I know I'm going to be emailing you about that program later this month. So definitely, if you're interested, make sure you are on that mailing list. And again, it's in the link of the description of this video. So anyway, so here you go. That's all for today. I know I talked too much at the end. But let me know which of these cards was your favorite. I like this Fun Fall a lot. So I think this might be my favorite. Although I love how that painted label die looks on this one. So who knows, maybe this one. So I'm a little bit debating. But let me know which one is your favorite. I always love to know which ones are your favorites. So let me see. Let me see if I have. Oh, thank you. You like all of them. Thank you, thank you. And thank you. So yes, there's so many dice. Oh yes, absolutely. So anyway, so thank you so much. Love them all. Oh, you're so sweet. You all are so sweet. So anyway, so thank you. I'll see you next week at same time, same place. So anyway, see you then. Bye for now.